What's going on YouTube? It's Griffin back here. Today we're going to reattach this center console area back on our boat. We're also going to install a new bilge pump just so we have a little peace of mind on, well, not sinking. Let's get into it. Alright, so as we've seen in our first video briefly, we have some screws backing out here and there. Let's get a focus there. Now we're not doing a permanent fix quite today because we still are gonna probably eventually end up redoing this shelving here and all that stuff. However, we do need to secure it enough when we are on the boat we don't completely lose our center console. And as you can see, the only thing really holding this in now is this T-top handle connecting on either side right here. Is the only thing that's really keeping this in. So we're at least going to try to put some Loctite blue in some of these holes with some screws and see what happens. Alright, so we did go to Ace and pick up some screws and some finish washers for this area here. Before we do that, again, like I said, I realize some of these aren't going to hold screws right now until we get, you know, some epoxy probably in there, some fiberglass repair. But for now, temporary fix. We're going to back all these screws out of this T-top. We did pick up some Loctite blue 242. Now this is the removable, this is not the permanent, and yes, eventually we will switch to the permanent on the T-top, but until we get everything else tidied up, we're going to use this for now so we don't lose our T-top. Alright, so we're just going to kind of run a little bead right down one side. We don't really have to coat it all because as we screw it in, it should coat itself. It's a nice little line like that. We're just going to pop these in. Like I said, as we screw, ideally, it'll kind of thread itself and coat itself. So we're not going to over tighten them, so we don't want it to crack. But we're just going to repeat this on this side, well, really all four corners, and we'll catch back up to you when we're ready for the next step. We're also just going to go ahead, after we screw them in, we're just going to go ahead and hand tighten them. Just get a little bit of torque on them, get them nice and snug in there. Again, careful not to over tighten. We don't want anything to crack. Right. This one's looking good. Alright, y'all, so we went around the T-top and went ahead and secured all those screws. Now we're going to move to the actual console itself. Again, got some new screws with some finish washers. Idea is to go ahead and screw these in best we can right now. Just to kind of temporarily support this console down. So again, same thing, we're going to use the blue 242 temporary Loctite. Just put a bead on one side. Again, this one's not going to catch much, but we're going to see if we can catch anything on it. So what I'm doing, I'm reversing that to kind of get a little pilot hole in that fiberglass so it doesn't crack when we go through it. And I don't believe we're going to be able to catch this one. So we're going to skip that one. It's extremely hot, of course. Yep. not ideal. Right. So that's what we're going to try to do to all of them. I'm not going to force this because we are going to re-epoxy these holes. So we'll leave that one out for now, and we'll just go around the rest and see if we can catch any other ones. All right, y'all. So as we started going around, we noticed that these holes were just entirely, I'm not sure if you can see it, just entirely too big to catch anything. So what we ended up doing was just going ahead and drilling new holes and setting these finish washers on top of them with Loctite. But we just went ahead and did that all the way around. So we'll see if that holds. Not sure what I'm gonna do to kind of clean this up yet as far as the holes. Obviously, we're gonna have to silicone all the way around. And you can kind of tell they had some silicone there at one point when this boat was probably brand new. But I'm not sure what I'm gonna do about this cracking and stuff. That was already here before we even drilled these new holes in, but I got a couple ideas, but we'll just have to see what we end up doing there. We'll keep you updated in a future video on that. But now that that's done, we are gonna go ahead and tackle this. So as you can see, we're in pretty rough waters around here when the wind picks up in Southwest Florida. So as we're going down, hitting waves, everything just jars. So that's another reason also why all these screws have backed out there. So hopefully now that this is at least secure in my eyes, hopefully, we're gonna secure this as well with some bigger washers to kind of hold this in place, a little bigger than these finish washers, and kind of get this buttoned up. So hopefully everything's nice and sturdy next time we take this out on the water. And we're gonna do the same kind of deal, screws, Loctite, and just put a washer on top of it. So I will get this started and update you when we're done. So since we're doing these small screws, I'm not gonna go overboard with a drill. I'm just gonna use a Phillips head. And these are the washers and screws we have for this. So a little bigger. They're not finish washers. I don't really care right now. So we're gonna go and remove all these. We're gonna probably start with the bottoms, work our way up so it kind of falls in line how it is supposed to be originally. And we will speed this up so you guys don't have to watch all this. But we will update when we are done. All right, y'all. So we got these situated. iPhone overheated, of course, in the middle of the time lapse, but we got this all secured. Drawers are working and latching. So I think we're pretty sturdy here as of now. Last thing I'll do is just kind of hand tighten these, make sure all of those are good on both sides, and that will be the console locked down. Next, we're going to tackle this bilge pump. All right, y'all, so we're down here in the bilge area. Go ahead and unsnap this old pump. Should just lift right up. First things first, we're going to go ahead and undo this can wiggle off. Yeah, you can tell that hadn't been ran in quite a long time. So hopefully I don't have to go and buy a new tube by the time that we have to use that. But anyway, this is our new Seaflow. This just is a cheaper one, not the cheapest option, but a budget option from Amazon. It is a automatic flow switch on here with a built-in protector for the debris and all that good stuff. 1100 gallons per hour, 12 volt 3 amp. So this should match up just fine. However, I think I'm gonna have to get an adapter for that. Unless we can reuse this guy here. I think we might be able to. And we're not going to be able to because this is threaded. That one is not. All right. So we are going to try this after we get a new fitting.